Ben, I'm gonna start with you. Give me your quickest thoughts possible. Give me what 3, 4, 5 sentences about what you think about Suicide Squad.
It's James Gunn doing his thing.
Right.
So if you love James Gunn, you're gonna love this. The thing I liked about it a lot is it didn't feel like it was remaking the other one. You know, it's like they call it a soft reboot or whatever, but you could feasibly say this is a sequel, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Just with most of the people missing. But
right.
I don't know, it's got a lot of heart, which is what I love about James Gunn. Like even in the strangest, weirdest circumstances, there's always something in there that's just a little emotional. I love that. And all the actors kicked ass. Dialogue was great. Third act, I'll talk about it more in the future, but I think James Gunn does third acts better than probably anybody. Like I love the last 30 minutes so much. Anyway, I liked it a lot.
No,
I didn't love it.
Okay.
But I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
Okay. Yo, what about you, Tech Supreme? How would you feel about if you've seen it?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you've seen it, you've seen the new Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah, I've seen it twice now. Once in theaters because I don't mess around.
Okay.
And,
Oh, that means business, bro. You wasn't fucking around for real.
No, risking it all. I enjoyed it. I've seen it twice now, and I've enjoyed it both times. I think James Gunn has a skill of bringing characters to life that everyone else wouldn't be able to, and I think that's kind of what makes him so special. It's definitely one of the top tier DC movies. Not the best, but pretty damn close to it.
I think Tech went to the theater so that Margot could get all her money.
Oh yeah. Bro, did y'all hear, like, sidebar, did y'all hear that, like, apparently Marvel only pays people $5,000 for their stories? Like, that's like a thing that's been...
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, yeah, the creator of Doctor Strange and the creator of, all these characters and stuff like that aren't getting, like, back-end royalties on all this success.
Isn't it more so a contract issue on their part?
Is it?
Yes, right? When you sign a contract back in the fucking 70s, you don't think you're gonna have a AMC $200 million weekend, right? So that's, sure, right? I'll give it to you, but doesn't make it less shitty to me.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely shitty. I think we've proven that how shitty things can go. We can just watch the Scarlett Johansson Marvel fallout.
Right.
You can get shitty real quick.
Real quick.
I feel like it's a Bill Finger sort of situation, right? Like, how long do we let these franchises go, like, huge, mega, ultra epic? And then the documentary comes back. It's like, hey, what about this guy living in a van somewhere?
Right.
Okay, but how much fault is that? Do we give that to Marvel for selling the rights and not, like, if you sold the rights to said studio?
Yo, Hot Boy Rob, thanks for the host, Brody.
How's it my responsibility to pay for everything thereafter? Like, to pay for the guy who thought of it? Like, you should have took care of him. I shouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's true.
You shouldn't. But $5,000?
I mean, that's something. That's more than nothing. Like, I don't.
Trust me, to a comic book artist, that's wild in money.
So
I feel you.
But
how long does it last?
To Disney, yeah, but to Disney, they found that in their couch.
How much do they deserve if I bought something from someone else? I bought the rights to
like,
use it from
I feel like
else.
that's like some personally, this is how I say it. And this is me very much paraphrasing. I felt like if you buy some shit at a garage sale and you polish it up and make it all nice and they turn around and put that shit in parade, you know what I'm saying? It's a garage sale, bro. You can't be mad that, somebody took your car that you sold for 50 cents and turned that bitch into a prize, you know what I'm saying? You can't be mad. Like, and that's just me, like, playing devil's advocate.
$30,000 Nintendo game you found in a brown box.
Bro,
right?
some guy, some dude,
right?
Real talk, some dude just sold, and I was literally just talking about this. Some dude sold, like, an original unopened copy of the Nintendo Brothers. I said the Nintendo Brothers, of Mario Brothers on Nintendo for, like, $2 million or some crazy shit. So it's like, I just feel like...
He took that shit to Pawn Stars a few years ago. And they said no thanks.
Right? Exactly. Right? Exactly. I saw that. They told me I can only get 50 cents for this. Well, they were wrong. I'm gonna turn it into this super big thing. And personally, and let me say, I know I just made that analogy, but I also still think it's bullshit that they only get $5,000. They're making fucking millions. Like they're making a lot of money. And I'm not once again
MCU's
right.
cumulatively is billions.
Yeah, right. So like I don't know. Like I feel like that's when the kind of this is that good. We should be giving you more money. Like that's how I feel about it. I feel like if you initially and this is kind of how I would do it, right? If we initially buy something and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna turn this into some crazy ass story, right? I'm gonna turn this into a crazy story. Like if the shit kicks off, then I'm still gonna make sure I at least try my best to be like, all right, person that I got this from, we gonna make sure you're okay too, right? But like if it don't kick off, you know what I'm saying, then I can't really help you outside of that. You know what I'm saying? How far does, that go? I like as somebody who doesn't have like their own like, intellectual property outside themselves, I can honestly say like I don't even know. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin on something like that. I just felt like
I'm so hungry, dude. If some studio could come offer me like not much,
right?
and I'd be like, sure. And then I'd be the guy living in a van down by the river, going, yeah, that was my story.
That was
And
my
everybody
beautiful baby right there, Butcher
say,
Queen.
was
I
not.
had this idea back years and years ago. Old man Ben's
nobody
telling
would
us a
believe you.
story.
Yep. On Sunset Boulevard with a beard 3 feet long.
Damn, your beard's gonna be even longer.
That's funny.
Right? He's gonna have.
So specific, like I'm on Sunset Boulevard.
Right? I'm on Sunset Boulevard. I just came from White Castles. I know I shouldn't eat that shit, but I love the sliders.
Sit on a paint bucket with my hat on the street.
I created Butcher Queen, goddammit, and now I live in a van down by the river.
And no one's gonna believe you.
And nobody's gonna believe you. Bullshit, old man. I was just watching Butcher Queen just won an Oscar for the best storyboard ever. You didn't make that. Like, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's the beard's fault.
It's the beard.
If I'd have stayed trimmed up, they would have believed me.
But no, I do think that is wackish. I think it's whack, right? As whack as applicable. I do think that the business has already been done, right? Like I feel like you can't hindsight go back and be like, well, it's fucked up. They only offered me $5,000. I just think like, hey, you should have thought about that before they offered you the $5,000 and you took that shit. If Disney came up to me right now and was like, hey, we want to buy Tasty Steve, but we're gonna just put you as a face the first time. But if they turn me into a fucking cartoon and put me on Disney, and then I'm like, bro, they ain't even get me to voice myself. I'm gonna be like, well, I mean. If you didn't sign the contract to do so, you know what I'm saying? After that, it's all just a labor of how much they give a fuck about the characters, right? Like, they have to put that extra love into it and still go down the line and make sure the people that created it, all these individual properties, get they due diligence too, right? So that's why, I feel like that kind of goes in the same thing with like, musical artists wanting to own their masters and stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of like the same thing. I feel like that's kind of the way that the industry is made. It's not really made for you to unless it's your idea that you bring to fruition, and like it's somebody takes a chance and gives you a bunch of money and say, hey, take that. If somebody doesn't give you the Sylvester Stallone making Rocky, right? Like
right.
if you can't get that pool, then it's gonna be a lot harder to keep an idea.
We have stories of was it Jack Nicholson for Batman, and then the original cast for Star Wars. Neither of them thought it was going to be a big deal, so like, we'll just give us a percentage of marketing or a percentage of merchandise or something like that instead of a big payout. So they didn't get a lot of money for making the movie, but they made so much money after the fact.
Right.
Like anytime anything looks like Jack Nicholson, he gets a cut. Well, that Batman, or whatever, stuff like that. Every time they sell a Luke Skywalker action figure, he gets a cut. It's crazy.
See, that's smart. Like that's
smart. And then Beautiful Skills in the chats, like that's why people like Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane left and made their own company, because they saw something in themselves. Todd McFarlane especially, he's got a documentary.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm a huge fan of Todd McFarlane.
God, what's it called? Somebody help me out. It's like The Hell I Will or something like that, or
I'm
something
not even
like
sure.
that. You know what I mean? And it's a documentary all about him. And
are you serious? Can you send me that?
I'll
just like,
it.
even if you just,
it's like on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch that. I'm a big Todd McFarlane. I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan.
Got a huge ego, but like.
Yes, that's true.
Like,
he is definitely smells his own shit.
Yeah, he saw something in himself and then made something out of it.
Nah, that's definitely facts.
The hell I won't. Right, I had it backwards. Like hell, I won't. It's a sci-fi documentary, 43 minutes long.
Like hell,
Really
I
good,
won't.
really inspiring.
I think I've seen this actually.
Yeah. You know, I watched it with my girlfriend. She's like, "Why don't you do that?" Because I'm like, "Well, that was 1990 something. Can't do that anymore. Whatever Todd did, you cannot do now."
Right? It's been done to death at this point, and Todd's probably still doing it.
He said he sent out his portfolio to like 100 different people in the mail, and you can't do that anymore. Marvel burns them, like they light their trash can on fire every day. So don't send us your stuff. It's like it's like a head on a pike on the gates, right? Like don't send us your shit.
They just got like scripts and comic books and characters like out on pikes in front of the bar. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't do what the old schools did, not anymore. But we have Instagram and Facebook, so they didn't have that. Anyway.
Well, I feel like we should. That is definitely a conversation we can sit anywhere in. I felt like if I see you guys in person, that was a conversation we would definitely be having. Like, yo, but you do this fucked up. They only pay him $5,000, you know. And like I'm looking at that, I'm like, but bro, like I think about like I legit think about you, right? I'm like, damn, what if my homie Ben came up with a ridiculous ass idea and like they just gave
you never
him,
fucking know, cause,
right?
Like The Boys was a small time book, and Umbrella Academy was kind of small too, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And then not small, but not X-Men. And then they got picked up and optioned. Now it's fucking huge.
Yeah,
now
that's
they
true.
Can't keep the books in the stores.
No, that's definitely true. I mean, a lot of properties have been getting like a lot of new life because of people getting a lot more interested in comics, and people just actually looking at comics for what they were and what they are, and being like, well, hey, look, these are like one of the best storytelling mediums for literally like decades at this point, right? Like motherfuckers been reading comics forever, and now like
Look, comics have unlimited budget too, right? You can have the entire DC universe fighting itself, and it's just the cost of a poor artist's wrists and sanity working on 12 hours a day. But anyway, so like it doesn't cost like the production of a studio to render. So like you can do literally anything you want in a comic book. So you've got unlimited capacity to tell a story.
Right? It's all about
movies. You need CG and budget. Right? It's crazy.
It's all about how well, those artists, you write a story, they storyboard, and how beautiful it looks, right? And I know it's some damn good people out there to do it, because I've been reading comic books way too fucking long to kind of try to discredit anybody. I can tell you that right now.